hot pursuit. A housewife gets really desperate. This guy has a hard time parking his vehicle. And one car decides to do a little off-roading. In Michigan, no one thinks the suspect in this black Ford Explorer is going to get away, except maybe the suspect himself. When a state trooper tried to pull him over to check a suspicious license plate, he floored it. It's only a 2-lane highway, and he's covering as much of it as possible. But the cops are on him like glue. The suspect's wanted for felony home invasion, so cops aren't too surprised to see him make a run for it. Stuck on a narrow road with no way to pass on the left, the suspect tests the handling ability of his SUV. He must think he's in the clear. But not for long. All this weaving in and out of traffic is putting everybody around him in serious jeopardy. So the cops quickly pulled to the left to try to wreck this guy's chances of getting away. Must not be wearing his seatbelt. He's clinging to that door for dear life. Luckily, the only thing this crash ruined was some poor guy's lawn. At first, this suspect handled his SUV like a professional race car driver. But when push came to shove, he really flipped out. In Houston County, Georgia, Deputy Chad Payne pulls over a guy who's been on a long, strange road trip.
Where are you going today? I'm going to Tallahassee to see my niece. I'm going to Tallahassee to pick my niece up and bring her back to North Carolina for the holidays. Yeah. Oh, that's good. So you got in the vehicle with you there? Two guys. Other we drive. Johnny and, he don't drive. One guy don't drive. He ain't got a license. He just riding with you? Yeah.
All right, so he's got no name and no license. So what's he doing hanging out with these guys?
Is that Johnny in the front? Yeah. Hold on, let me talk to Johnny. I'll get them papers from him. Okay.
Deputy Payne can sense that something ain't right.
How you doing? Where y'all going today? Dyke. Oh, yeah? What's your name? Your name's Ricky. What's this fellow's name? Henry? Okay.
Ricky must be a case of mistaken identity, or they just can't get their lies straight. But they're sure gonna try.
I should have told you one lie. My story don't work, and that's it right there. That's the end of this whole situation. Well, you told me your boy's name was Johnny. Johnny Ricky Talbot. Johnny. He told me Ricky. Yeah, middle name. I call him Johnny. Yeah, same thing. That kind of confused me a little bit. Oh, yeah. He said y'all was going to Jacksonville. Eventually we will. Tallahassee first. My mother name is Lois Flowworth. She lives in Jacksonville. Oh, yeah? Right. My niece lives in Tallahassee. We're going there, then we're going to Jacksonville. Picking up my niece and my daughter. And I'm bringing them back.
Let's hope someone in the car is writing this all down.
Do you like animals? I like it. I'm selling cars and doing lawn service business, and it's quaint. You got to go looking for trouble, and I like that. I like it. Yeah. I like it. They got a drug problem down there? Not too bad. They cleaned it up. Good.
Drugs? This guy's just visiting his niece, right?
What I'm going to do is write you a warning here. Yes, sir. For failure to maintain your lane properly. I'll give y'all permission to search the vehicle if y'all want it. You got my permission. You got my permission on the thing, so it ain't like I'm trying to hide that. Okay? What makes you think I was going to ask to search your vehicle? I don't care. I'm giving you permission. All right. God is good to me, man. Good. Okay. You don't have any guns, drugs, weapons, nothing like that on your person, do you? No, sir. None whatsoever.
Talk about reverse psychology. Offering to let the police search your car? That's a first.
How much you got there? About $600 right there. Keep my little money. I heard that. How much you got there? All together, should be like $1,400. All together? Yeah. You always keep it rolled up like this? Yeah. Yeah, so, well, you know, yes, sir. Why are you so nervous?
He's a nervous guy, that's all. Just ask his buddy Ricky. Johnny. Ricky. Whatever.
Come on out here for me, partner. What's your name? Ricky. What's your first name? Ricky. What's your middle name? Ricky. What you got in your mouth? What you got in your mouth? Who you live in? Hold your tongue up. Hold your tongue up. Hold your tongue up or I'm going to put you in jail.
But this guy isn't interested in submitting to an oral examination.
Spit it out. Spit it out. You stand still. Stand still. Why are you trying to eat the dope on me?
Finally, Deputy Payne and a fellow officer take up the guy's offer to search the vehicle. And it's chock full of drugs. These guys couldn't figure out where they were going.
Where y'all going today? Going to Tallahassee to see my niece. I heard y'all was going to Jacksonville. Eventually we will. Tallahassee first.
Luckily, this deputy helped them out. They're going to jail. Coming up on Hot Pursuit, criminals are always blazing new trails. There's more than just junk in this trunk. And a stay-at-home mom gives the police a piece of her mind. Shenandoah, Texas. Robert Monroe Coleman was spotted in a red pickup truck, stealing tools from cars parked at a local shopping center. When he took off, the police took up the chase, but in a daring move, the suspect slipped out of sight. This white police pickup crosses the median to cover more ground, because the cops are on the lookout. Where is Coleman? There he is. Now that he's back in their sights, the chase is really on. This is no petty thief. In addition to the stolen loot, he's in a hot car. That truck was reported stolen 3 days ago. The pursuit leaves Shenandoah's main streets and heads onto I-45 south, accelerating up to 90 miles an hour. Coleman would go faster, but he's loaded down with more tools than a hardware store. He looks in his side view mirror and sees police units pulling up on the left. It's time to give up the goods. He puts his hand in the air, either to wave surrender or to give the cops a one-fingered salute. But the cops aren't taking any chances and approach with guns drawn. After all, this guy might have a stolen hammer. For extra protection, they bring in one tough member of the K-9 unit. Coleman finally gives up, and within seconds, he's on the pavement. This handyman thought it was tool time, but cops were on the scene to throw a wrench in the works. It's a quiet night in this leafy Oklahoma suburb, and cops are pursuing the driver of this SUV.
He's now stopping for me on that Sunset and Avenue, northbound.
There's no dangerous criminal behind the wheel, just one very desperate housewife. Sirens and lights have had no effect, so cops try a little gentle persuasion.
Pull over! Pull over!
But the lady gives cops the cold shoulder. The officers are at a loss. What's driven this domestic diva to drive like a lunatic?
Can't figure out. She's doing about 40 miles an hour westbound here.
The chase slows down as the female suspect pulls up onto her front lawn.
Put your hands down! Yeah, it's not a gun, it's not a gun, it's not a gun. It's a car phone. It's a car phone.
What did the woman think she could do with her phone? Text message the cops to death? She's finally restrained. And the officers are relieved.
There's a damn car phone. He's about got feel for it.
The officer who spotted the phone gets a hearty congrats from his buddy. His sharp eyes narrowly prevented a shootout. This bad mother wouldn't pull over.
Pull over!
And then pulled out her cell phone. But in the end, the police shut her mouth. In North Carolina, a terrifying ordeal is nearing an end. 3 suspects led police on a high-speed pursuit after carjacking and kidnapping a woman by the name of Tabitha Chan. They forced her to empty her bank account at ATMs along the way. But now, after crashing into a fire hydrant, the chase has come to a stop. 2 of the suspects have already bailed, leaving just one in the car. As the police surround the vehicle, they pull out the one remaining suspect. So the big question is, where is Tabitha? Maybe one of the missing suspects has her, or maybe she was tossed out of the car. Luckily, one cop thinks to search the trunk. But he can't get it open. Finally, the trunk is popped. Inside, just the woman they were looking for. She's scared, but otherwise unharmed. That must have been a view of the car she never planned on seeing. Luckily, the other 2 suspects were found and arrested before they could strike again. Coming up on Hot Pursuit, look out, there's bumper-to-bumper traffic. A canine unit smells something suspicious and delicious. And remember, most accidents happen within 10 miles of home. In Jackson, Georgia, it's a day at the races for one suspected car thief. Right now, he's pulled over, but just because he's waiting for the starting gun. On your mark, get set. Hey, he didn't wait for go. The thieves hightail it, getting an early head start. But the officer has one advantage. Good old Georgia horsepower. Another cruiser watches the action from the fast lane. The first cop isn't about to let this guy cheat and get away with it. He's closed the gap and gets ready to end the race once and for all. It's a picture-perfect pit maneuver. The real owner will soon get his car back, but probably not in the condition he wanted. More officers reach the scene just in time for the checkered flag. They want to congratulate their star driver for his come-from-behind victory. The suspect is outnumbered, apprehended, and later brought down to the station. He came in dead last, thanks to a different kind of pit stop. Did somebody order a pizza? If so, your order might be a little late. This delivery guy was caught speeding, attracting the attention of the cops and an unexpected visitor. Maybe it's the smell of hot pepperoni. Maybe he's auditioning for a job with the K-9 unit. But the policeman isn't interested. He doesn't need a partner. Most dogs like sticking their heads out the window. This one likes to stick his head in. Can you arrest a dog for interfering with official police work? The cop decides to call the local firehouse. Maybe they're missing their Dalmatian. This is one determined pooch. He'll do anything for a slice of pizza. If only the delivery guy had a doggy bag. As the cop returns to give the driver a ticket, man's best friend is getting on his last nerve. Not only will your pizza be late, it'll also be covered with paw prints. Finally, the driver can get back to delivering pizzas. The cop later took the dog back to the owner's house and found 100 other Dalmatians just like him. Coming up on Hot Pursuit, competition for a parking space gets really intense. And a suspect hears the call of the wild. It's the middle of the night in Baytown, Texas, and officers have pulled over a man wanted in connection with a vicious stabbing incident.
Driver, turn off the vehicle!
But he doesn't want to hear it.
Driver, turn off your vehicle and throw your keys out!
The suspect has no regard for the law. He's out of here. He leads the police through Baytown's empty streets. This guy might be armed, and the cops aren't about to let him get away. The good thing about chases like this is that lots of cops are around to help out. Slipping past all of them, the suspect finds himself in a residential parking lot. The only problem? There's no way out. Unless he lives here, there's no way he's getting home. Trying to avoid the cruiser, he smashes into a parked car. With cops on either side of him, he's pinned. As officers approach with weapons drawn, it's time for this guy to say goodnight. It's not even 5 o'clock in the morning, and already cops in Pflugerville, Texas, have their first suspect of the day.
Stopping on that black Locust. We've been going for 3 blocks, not speeding, just continuing to drive. Starting to pull over at the curb now. I don't know if he's going to stop. Looks like he's stopping there.
The driver has ignored the cops so far. Maybe he just wanted to enjoy the scenery. But only for a second.
Unit 4 is taking off. We're going to have a pursuit now.
The suspect was originally wanted for driving in the wrong lane. Now, he can add fleeing the police to the list. He turns onto a main road, but then decides to become one with nature. We're in a pasture now. We've gone through a fence. The suspect is more comfortable off the road than on.
Just took another fence down.
But a truck that big leaves big tracks. That makes it easy for cops to stay on his trail. A barbed wire fence is no match for the cruiser, but the muddy field makes staying straight a challenge.
Okay, he's bailing on me. He's bailing on me. He's bailing
He should
on
have
me.
stayed in his truck. Cops later found the suspect stuck in the mud, not far from his car. This guy tried to get away from it all, looking for a quiet spot in the country. But once cops caught him, they brought him back to civilization.